Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Pz.Sfl 4B, the Tier 4 German SPG, otherwise known as a cricket or grasshopper. Well, this one's located on the north spawn of Tundra and is under the command of JohnnieP. Game started. Now, this Arty actually uses the same gun as the Leffy, the Fifi. It's a 105mm light field howitzer, capable of 410 alpha, but it will only penetrate up to 38mm of armour. And we can see that JohnnieP is taking it to a little hill overlooking the back of the map. And, well, looks like he's going to use these bushes for cover. Now, this gun will fire over the entire range of the map, near enough. And so he's actually aiming for the south end of the hill at the moment, expecting some enemy tanks to come up here. And they don't appear to have come. Oh, no, here they are. A 14 TP and a Covenanter. Fires around at the 14 TP and it goes long. Shoots right over the top of that Polish tank. That 14-ton Polish tank. And there's a Covenanter. It's a British light tank with a radiator on its front, which is a rather unusual thing. And that shell lands short this time, so RNG is not with JohnnieP on this occasion. And he's spotted some other enemy tanks down to the south. There's a Lux and an Su-85B. He's dialing in. Okay, this looks perfect. And the target moves out the way and the shell lands alongside him. But he did pick up 11 hit points of damage this time. Now you won't see much stun because this is a 105mm howitzer, so it doesn't produce stun unfortunately. But it's normally fairly accurate, but on this occasion it's not. And that's unusual. Now JohnnieP spotted a Lux over to the west side of the map, and he's gone to overhead view because it's a lot easier to shoot over that ridge line. And oh, well, the Lux has been killed, so he doesn't need to worry now. Okay, going back to the other tanks, he's now aiming at the Covenanter and the 14 TP. Covenanter's lost some hit points. He's down to 49. He's a one-shot, and he was tracked. Now he fired in a round before it was fully dialed in, and it missed the target. Over on the west side of the map again, he spotted a Matilda. In fact, actually, he's been distracted because that 14 TP is moving about. Decided to have a go at that instead. Dialing in. Following it. Working out where it's going. Fires around in. Not yet. Oh, he's holding fire. Now he fires. Oh, he splashes it and tracks it. And he has picked up some damage assist. Okay, there's a Matilda and he's a one-shot. There's only 6 hit points left, but he just went into cover. Got a Lux coming up there, and he's a one-shot as well. And there's another Matilda. Well, he's got a little more hit points. Put a round into him. Well, that one landed just in front of him. Line up another shot. Should be able to get a hit. Loaded. Rounds out straight away, and it splashes him for 60 hit points. The shell lands to his side. RNG still not in Johnny's favour. But he's gonna. I think he's gonna hit that Matilda. It's got lower hit points. He should be able to get a one-shot kill. Yes, got him that time. So that's his first kill on the books. Right, the Matilda's dead, and that Hetzer there. Well, he just killed off our. What's that? He actually. Well, he's now dead. The Hetzer just killed our Covenanter, but he took a round right in the side, and he's now no more. But over to the west side, we've got a SAL 42. Again, we have to go to overhead view. And it looks like he's taking damage. And he's been killed. So, looks like most of the enemy are on the south end of the map and in the southeast corner. We're dialing in on a Panzer 4D. That looked fairly well aimed. And it landed where it was aimed at, but I don't think that Panzer 4D was there anymore. You can see the shell crater is exactly where the aim point was. Now we're looking for where the There was a T40 down there and a T28E with an F30 gun. Now that's a dangerous Russian medium or Soviet medium, because he's got a 85mm gun capable of one-shotting most tanks of this tier out of the game. This is a tier 4 game, by the way, so all the tanks are tier 4. Now we're one tank down on the enemy at the moment, but don't let that deceive you, because I think we do have the advantage in terms of territory. And you can see that there's two Arty on JohnnieP's team, the AMX 105AM and an M37, and they were also firing into this area, trying to get shots on the enemy. Now he went off to that corner because there was an enemy tank seen there. I don't know if he's noticed, but there's an M37 and a Sturmpanzer 2 were seen, and the 2 is on the K7. And the M37 was seen in J5. He could try blind firing the locations there to see if he could get a kill. Now he's decided to follow the M8A1 as he goes south, and he's marked the ground there just to tell the M8A1, I'm following you. That's a usual trick that Arty players will do. They will tell their fellow tanks, I'm looking ahead of you, and there's the M37. Dialing in, and the M37's just killed our M8A1. We fire a round in. Oh, and RNG again is dreadful. Its shell lands to one side. Will he? Oh, he won't get another shot in. Not an aim shot because the target's disappeared. There's that Covenanter again. Trying to aim ahead of its track, but he was killed by the A20. Now, can we see where that M37 went? He might have popped up into the bushes again. It's worth blind firing the bushes just in case. And he does do that, but there's no results. You can see the reload time is 12.52 seconds. And with 410 alpha, you can certainly one-shot many of the tanks at this tier. But again, as I said, you need to penetrate 38mm of armour, or 26mm of armour, in order to penetrate the armour, in order to get the full effect. Well, there was a Sturmpanzer seen behind that bush, so he fires around in there. Oh, we got him! He was there! He just took out the Sturmpanzer 2, and there's the T40, the American tank destroyer. He's headed off down the west side. Fire ahead of him. Oh, no, he's turned. I think he's seen the looks, or at least somebody has seen the looks, and you can see the other Arty rounds coming in to try and find that T40. I'm pretty sure that looks was spotted. We're trying to look for where the T40 might be. He could be over the other side of that ridgeline though. He might get spotted by... And there's... Oh, an enemy tank's just spotted. It was the T28E with the F30, and the A20 killed him. The T40's been found, and he's right up against the ridgeline, so we can't hit him. He's in defilade. We've got a red line. The Lux is engaging him, and the T40 went in for the ram, but unfortunately the Lux... Well, fortunately for us, the Lux beat him on the reload and killed him. Right, we're dialing in on the Panzer 4H at that location. Panzer 4D, I should say, not a Panzer 4H. I'm so useless sometimes. And there's the M37. He just took out our Lux. So he's quite a good player, this guy, because he's actually got 3 kills. Rounds out. Oh, and it hits the ridgeline ahead. But I had the sneaking suspicion that one of our Arties actually did get a hit, because I saw a tracer disappear at the spot where the M37 was located. Now it looks like JohnnieP has decided that he's going to take matters into his own hand. We've got a numerical advantage. It's 3 versus 2. And this Arty is actually very good at firing shotgun. As I said, it's a 105 light field howitzer. In fact, that's the Arty that the Germans produced the most of during the Second World War. And it was also the one that they used for anti-vehicles and anti-personnel. The Hummels and the like, they would be used for anti-Arty or counter-battery. Now this vehicle, the Pz.Sfl 4, well, otherwise known as a Cricket, they produced only 2 prototypes and 10 actual vehicles. And only 6 of those went off to war. 4 were used for training. And they were going to produce more, but of course the war was near the end actually. They produced the prototypes in 1943. But it was actually built on the chassis or the hull of a Panzer IV and had the running gear of a Panzer III. So they built it from hulls that they had plenty of. And it's a very versatile little Arty because it can actually have the turret removed and be used as an emplacement. And the enemy Panzer IV has just taken out and killed our AMX 105AM. Luckily our M37 came south because he was around the same position. JohnnieP tries a blind fire shot in. He is now capping. I think he needs to get behind cover. We still don't know where that enemy M37 is. I'm pretty sure that Panzer IV is going to head this way. Yep, he's just entered the cap. And he's just left the cap, which means he is headed south. He's coming here. So we're going to get ready for a shotgun. And when we do shotgun that Panzer IV, I suspect that the enemy Arty will also try to engage us at the same time. Well, here he comes. The M37's desperately trying to get into the cap as quickly as he can. He managed to make it into the cap. Can we complete the cap before the Panzer IV gets here? No. In fact, that was a round there from the enemy M37. Here comes the Panzer IV. And he gets shotgunned for 174. That can't have been nice for him. And the M37 fires one at him, but unfortunately he's taken out. So here we go. Can we get the kill? That was the enemy M47. 37. And he kills the Panzer IV with a shotgun and gets back into cover before the enemy M37 can shoot a round in. Oh, and that was a shot. That was a near miss. That hit the rock. Now he's getting into cover here. I reckon that M37 will probably try... Oh, he hit the ridgeline there. And he's being very careful not to knock the camp down. Not to give away his position. I think the enemy M37 doesn't know where he is, but he fired a blind fire round in. Very close. Very close indeed. Now, let's hope that he can survive a little longer. You can see the rounds coming in, so we know which direction the shells are coming from. And he is capping. I would have expected that M37 to come in by now, but he hasn't. He ought to try shotgunning himself, but it's only 16, 15 seconds left. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. It looks like JohnnieP is going to win by an invader. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's done it. He's won for his team. He got the victory for them, 1-on-1. So well done, JohnnieP. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for JohnnieP in the Pz.Sfl 4B. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13 in total. And he got that epic medal. He got the invader medal. He managed to get at least 80 capture points and 1 by capping. And his win rate for that game was 3,570. And there was very nice shotguns at the end with the Panzer IV. He did get a big hit when he came around the corner the first time. And you would have thought the Panzer IV would have taken the hint and just sort of like stood back and tried to allow his Arty to get a shot in. But no, he had to try, and he paid for it by being sent back to the garage. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, not the highest damage. We can see here that the highest damage actually goes to the M8A1. He picked up a high caliber and 1004 hit points of damage. When it came to the next high score, well, that actually goes to the T28E with the F30. 826 hit points to him. And then we've got JohnnieP with 814. But of course, he was the last one alive on his team. And in fact, actually, according to this, it wasn't the M37 who was the last one alive. It was actually the Birch gun. And he was firing rounds in at JohnnieP. Maybe he wasn't willing to actually come to the cap because Birch gun is rather slow. When it came to kills, it was definitely JohnnieP who managed to get the highest amount. He got 4 kills. Then there's a whole bunch of tanks with 3 kills apiece, including the M8A1, the A20, the T28E with the F30, the Panzer IV-D and the M37. And when it came to base XP, it was the M8A1 who got the highest with 729, the Pz.Sfl with 665, and the A20 with 553. He fired 23 rounds in that game. He got 5 direct hits and 2 penetrations. So he did actually penetrate some of the targets. 8 splash, damage of 814 hit points, of which 572 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit. It was a penetration that was from the Panzer IV-D. He also received 1 hit as a result of splash damage from the enemy Arty. I think that might have been the Birch gun. And he also damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 4 of them, and did damage assistance of 22 hit points. He capped out to get 100 cap points. And on the credit side, on a premium account, he earned 20,075 credits, got 10,037 from personal reserve bonus. I think that's, what, 50%, isn't it? Yes. And so his total came to 30,112. And after repair and ammunition resupply, he took away 26,305 credits. He received 1 bond for getting the Invader, and 997 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 498 for personal reserve, took away 2,493 experience points altogether. I'm rather fascinated to find out which ones did he penetrate. I think it must have been the Panzer IV-D. No, it wasn't. That's very odd. So, did he? Oh, there it is, the Sturmpanzer. He hit him for all of his hit points with 1 shot. 190 hit points. He must have been sitting in that bush, and it just went straight through him. And the other one, it was the Hetzer. Yes, that shell that hit the side of the Hetzer. The Hetzer's weak points are its rear and its sides, and he put a shell right through the side of that Hetzer for 267 hit points. So nicely done there, JohnnieP. If you enjoyed that replay, please like and subscribe. We get great replays like this all the time, and we would appreciate if you continue to watch our replays. Thanks for watching.